Everyone knows I'm an Ether head. Smart contracts are smart, DeFi is beautiful, and NFTs are game changers. You don't see me branch that far out of the Ethereum ecosystem, as I learned my lesson trying just that in 2017, with the Ether competitors back then. I looked at EOS, talked about IOTA, covered Tezos, and regrettably liked Neo. Big mistakes, as all of these are still ghostly chains to this day, even in the hype of a bull run. Don't do like I did and give up the ghost, because it's time for Chico Crypto. But that doesn't mean all ETH competitors are bad. There has been a certain one building with ETH in mind from the beginning. That is Polkadot. A little history lesson. The founder of Polkadot, Gavin, is also one of the core founders of Ethereum and its first CTO, Chief Technical Officer. Here are the two, Gavin and Vitalik, presenting Ethereum in its early days, March of 2014, even before it was launched on the mainnet and during the ICO process. And having Gav up there would make sense, as he co-designed the Ethereum protocol with Vitalik. He helped code the first functional implementation of the platform, released as POC 1 or the alpha release. And he authored the Yellow Paper, the first formal specification of the protocol, defining the Ethereum virtual machine, the EVM, and the smart contract language, Solidity. That means Gav of Polkadot is muy importante to what we see going on today. The EVM of which he defined is the most important piece of Ethereum, and it's the most important piece of other blockchains too. Have you noticed every other blockchain and its mother scrambling to become EVM compatible? Literally every single one. So out of the competitors trying to integrate the EVM to become Ether compatible, I'm choosing the one from the guy who created it and worked alongside Ethereum and its ecosystem the longest. Working alongside, well, Gavin created an Ethereum client, Parity, which all the way up to July of 2020 was the second most used Ethereum client behind Geth. Parity has now transitioned to Open Ethereum and a DAO not under Gavin's control, but checking out the breakdown of clients today, Open Ethereum is still the #2 most used. And even as Gavin left Ethereum to focus fully on Polkadot with the parting Open Ethereum DAO blog, he said this under the section, "The future is multi-sharded." Over the past few weeks, we have also reviewed the Ethereum 2.0 development roadmap and the existing client, developer teams, and projects. We're very excited to see Serenity's homogeneous sharding technology evolve alongside the heterogeneous sharded Polkadot, and are proud to continue supporting experimentation and prototyping efforts towards ETH 2.0. He knows it's a multi-sharded, shared future, and I couldn't agree more. So now let's get into the dot of it all, why I decided to make this content today. Later in the month, beginning May 19th, a big Polka dance is going down, the Polkadot Decoded conference. Why is this conference important? Parachains. Now, to understand how parachains are going down on Polkadot, you need to understand it has a brother in arms, a wild child cousin called Kusama. Kusama is the Canary network of Polkadot, so what does that mean? Well, Kusama was created by Gavin and team to test Polkadot features before they go live on the main Polkadot chain. If it's technology being developed to apply to the DOT ecosystem, Kusama is where it lives first, including the Parachains. So let's just slide right back to the Polkadot Decoded program of speakers and topics. On day 1, May 19th, at the end of the section on Parachains, Sean Tabrizi is speaking on the topic, auctions and crowd loans and slots. Oh my, Parachain auctions, Parachain crowd loans, and Parachain slots. Oh my. And I have a feeling it just might be the time Kusama Parachain auctions are officially announced, a date and time. Why? Well, going to the speaker of the topic, Sean's Twitter, what is one of the last things he retweeted? Kraken saying that Kusama Parachain auctions were coming to their exchange. Why would he be doing this, and why would Kraken be getting hype going if it wasn't coming soon? So if that does happen, and by no means it isn't guaranteed to, this might just be a key conference for those looking to win the first slot auction spaces. And one team and company I really like, one of the more technical, is Robonomics, who's speaking on day 1, stage 1 at Decoded about IoT and smart cities. Another reason Robonomics is also on the top of my list for getting that spot is they have a full landing page website detailing just that, obtaining one, and the rewards they are giving to those who support them during the auctions. But Robo may just lead us down the rabbit hole and confirm that this conference may be when Parachains are officially announced on Kusama. Going to their Twitter, one of the last things on there is a handsome man asking when Parachain, of which the XRT Twitter replies with a GitHub issue link. Going to that, it's posted from Gavin Wood entitled Tracking Issue for Kusama Parachains Launch, with a checklist of what needs to be done. But no checks. They aren't going to be ready by Decoded, Tyler, huh?
I say, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right. Then I start to taste them. I say, hold up, wait a minute. I say,
hold up, wait a minute, let me put some Chico in it. As you can see, they locked the comments from prying eyes, and only to the collaborators. There's a big discussion going on as some comments are being deleted. That means work is being done, which is confirmed if you go to one of the top posts on the Kusama subreddit yesterday, titled Runtime version 0.9.0 has been published. That means lower transaction fees and Parachain compatibility. The poster Adam Clay says, Parity Tech has released the newest runtime and is urging validators to make the switch ASAP. Bruno from the Web3 Foundation has said that the vote will be proposed and likely passed before the weekend. The new runtime will decrease transaction fees by 50% and it will lay the foundation for Parachains. Once the runtime has passed, Phase 1 will be complete. Oh, so now we can fill in a ton of checks on the tracking roadmap, all to Phase 1, all of it. So, are they going to be able to push out Phase 2 by the time Decoded comes? Well, as you can see, Gavin originally posted the tracking list 18 days ago, which looks like it had more to do than Phase 2. They were able to complete Phase 1 in 18 days, and we're just 12 days away today from the start of Decoded, and that Phase 2 to complete. In my opinion, it's highly possible. Now, going back to the Decoded program and speakers, there are many other Polka ecosystem projects, Fala, Darwinia, Unique Network, Plasm, but on stage 2, it's all about DeFi, and some of my favorite projects are also speaking. Ampleforce is there, next to Centrifuge, down below is Moonbeam, A Call and Kill, but the one speaking first is one who is important to the auctions. That is BiFrost and their SALP Liquidity protocol. Going to the explainer on what they're talking about, BiFrost says, BiFrost plans to provide KSM and DOT liquidity for Kusama Polkadot Parachain slot auctions. Since users who contribute their Kusama and DOT to Parachain crowd loans face a period of time, 6 to 24 months if the Parachain wins, that their DOT or Kusama cannot be redeemed, users will not be able to trade the assets or receive staking rewards, which represents an opportunity cost. To address this, BiFrost will provide VS DOT, Voucher Slot DOT, or VS KSM to unlock liquidity. Oh yeah, they are providing an unlock token so you can participate in the Kusama auctions and not have your frickin' liquidity locked for months or years. And then going to the actual BiFrost DApp application, they still are on the testnet, but clicking on that, it says mainnet coming soon. Then going to the derivative section and VS Voucher Slot tokens, it says for Kusama, coming soon too. All I have to say is when their BNC governance token is out in the wild and trading, I'm going to be so freaking excited. And the same goes with Centrifuge and their CFG. Maybe some news about these two at the conference too? We will have to wait and see. Cheers, I'll see you next time.